It's finally spring here in south central Alaska, and today we are headed out for an early season fishing mission. The rivers have been frozen solid for the entire winter, but now we have our first flowing water angling opportunities. It's a relatively short hike from Denali Pond. We're on the bluff overlooking the river. Looks like a lot of the ice has freed up since I was here 2 days ago. We have a small window where there's no other boat pressure because of ice dams further downriver. And so those that are willing to hike have the opportunity to have this beautiful system all to themselves.
I got butterflies.
It's technical. There's probably going to be some brutal post holing, but it's always better on the way down than on the way out. And the treasure awaits. More post holing than last time even.
Make some good holes for me to step in.
Sun has kind of washed out these canine tracks, canine poop, but it looks to me too big for fox, too heavy for fox, too small for wolf. Pretty sure it's coyote. This is called Whiskey Creek. Dumps into the Talkeetna here. Katie's having some post-holing issues. Probably becoming evident why we brought the snowshoes with us today. No. Here's our competition, little osprey. You can see that mixing line where you have the clear water mixing with the slightly more muddy Talkeetna, and the trout and the Dolly Varden are going to be stacked up, hopefully, kind of all along that mixing line in the softest water they can find. Made it. Just a quick word on techniques that we're trying out here today. So pretty standard bead setup where you pin your bead about an inch above your hook, a couple split shots, get it down, and then probably about 4-5 feet above that we have this Oro strike indicator. I don't know if you can see that. These are the ones that are real nice because they screw onto your line. Your line's centered through it, as you can see here. So that's what we're trying. See how it goes.
Well, look cool for a second. What do you have?
A little trout.
Good job.
For the slower water where I can't get a drift with the bead and indicator, I like to use these little soft baits. Kind of a big hook, so I turn the barb down. Try to get the trouts back with minimal damage. Trout these days. These are nice, clean fish. Try to get a boat fish.
Oh, fish.
That looks a lot like an otter path, dragging his belly along there. Seems like with this cold water, the fish don't really want to move very much. So You gotta pretty much drop it right in their face to have any chance of a bite. That means you end up hanging up on a lot of rocks too. And bouncing along the bottom here. Bounce, bounce. Hope somebody picks it up. Sometimes you get to catch ice, and that's pretty exciting too.
There's a big iceberg coming behind you.
Same thing as what I showed before. And I also forgot to mention that, and most people probably know this, but the rule of thumb, and I'm not a strike indicator expert by any means, but the rule of thumb is that you want your distance between your strike indicator and your bead to be twice the depth of the water you're fishing. That was a nice one. Not the biggest one yet. Big trout.
Okay.
You gotta be pretty close to 20 inches.
My goodness gracious. Hello.
Actually more than 20 inches. Based on the markings on my rod. But we got some icebergs coming down.
Some icebergs up in your head.
It was interesting that I just run the soft bait through there quite a few times in that same area and no takers, but apparently they wanted beads. These guys are hanging out in the spot we call the meat hole. It's the last chance we had to take a fish home for dinner. Ah, this is the Dolly Varden we've been looking for. This Dolly Varden might have to go in my belly. Looks like he's bleeding a little bit anyway, so